Yo guys, so welcome again with me, Nelson here. So basically, after I recorded chapter 11 earlier, I directly record chapter 12. Yeah, you are correct. So I just take a break for about a minute to drink some water, and now here I am at the end of chapter 11. So yeah, apparently I don't have any work that I have to do at my group. Everything seems perfect. My manager is doing his stuffs, and nobody playing things. I mean, nobody mess up my things. So it's time for our finally, last chapter. But of course, this video will not be uploaded right now, right after this recording, because currently, while I'm recording this, actually I'm uploading chapter 11, just like what I did in the past video, which is in chapter 11. While I'm recording chapter 11, I actually uploading chapter 10. So yeah, that's how it works. So right, today I recorded two videos. Well, but this video, I mean, for chapter 12, I will try to upload it tonight, or if not tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. We'll see. When the internet is at the best quality, so I will upload at the time, maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow morning, either these two. So let's go to chapter 12. I do believe chapter 12 is not going to be so long, so that I decided to make it today, because I want to make another walkthrough of Zombie Exodus by myself, so I want to end this quickly. Right, so let's go, guys, to the last chapter. At least for now, last chapter for Zombie Exodus Safe Haven, which is chapter 12. But I'm surely waiting for chapter 13 and 14 to came out. I mean, part 4 of the game. So yeah, we'll wait for Jim DeTillo to write the game. As the days pass, Zombie Exodus. Everyone was assigned a primary job to do. Jim assigned you to watch duty. Yeah, another watch duty. So this thing is kind of the same. So yeah, I don't think we should read the report after this, because everything seems same. So I'm going to perform my watch duty. Zombie Exodus. Safe haven. Using daily shifts to watch over the junkyard. Mostly to watch out for wild animals and the infected. Next, to spend time. Add gasoline to the junkyard. Add capturing zombies. Check radio. Let's go capture some zombies. Next button. Zombie Exodus. Safe. You set out on the trip with Rachel before you to capture zombies. Just down the road from the junkyard. You'll find a number of infected crowding around the corpse of a deer. You get the attention of 4 and lead them farther into the forest, where you quickly subdue them and hide from the ghost. You cut off their teeth and chop off their hands before bringing them back to the junkyard. Yep. Next, to spend. Add gasoline. Add. Choosing a new place to live with. Choose crafting an item. This must track and conversing with other group members. Uncheck radio. Fishing in the lake. Uncheck radio button. Let's go fishing. Next button. Zombie Exodus. It's the same text actually, so I don't need to read through them. The crystal blue waters of Sapphire. Text. You spend time. Crafting an item. Conversing with other group members. Let's forage. Make some foraging. Zombie Exodus. It's the same text. Let's go hunting. Add gasoline to craft. Conversing with. Hunting wild game. Next button. Zombie Exodus. Save. Before you head out, you consider the clothes and weapons. Keep wearing this. Check radio button. I'm going to keep wearing this one. Zombie Exodus. You look through the available gear for the right weapon to use. So, for this one, I'm going to use my. .38 special. Check radio button. Yeah, maybe my close range revolver. Next button. Zombie Exodus. You place a scope and suppressor on your firearm and set out across the highway, searching for a trail or signs of animal life. You're almost surprised not to encounter any infected through your travels, and late in the afternoon on Wednesday, you finally spot a white-tailed deer. Raising your .38 special to sneak through the forest to gain a clear shot, but you only make it 200 to 300 yards before the deer prepares to run. You aim and fire. The shot strikes the side of the deer below the throat. He lurches a few steps, then topples over. It takes 15 minutes to trek through the woods to reach the whitetail. It takes another half hour to harvest 30 pounds of meat, providing a considerable amount of food for the crew. Next button. So yeah. As always, Rachel provides a report on the group and the junkyard's progress. No. I'm not gonna read it this time. So yeah, because everything seems the same. So yeah. Why should I read it? No, I don't need to read it. Next button. Zombie Exodus. Save. Though you don't care about the Okay.
Junkyard summary. Food previously. 3735 food gained. 1184 food used. 690 current. 4229.
Okay, still great.
Water previously. 1004 water gained. 175 water used. 330 current. 849.
Whoa, okay.
Power previously. 45 power gained. 25 power used. 21 current. 49. Events and events previous events. 4 previous events. 13 gained events. 0 gained events. Read 1 from watch duty. Current events. 4 current events. 16.
Wow, our defenses has held up.
Morale. Previously. 84.
Okay.
Breakdown of gains. High food supply. High water supply. Breakdown of losses. Binoculars. Lances. Current. 71.
Okay.
Allegiance. Previously. 79. Breakdown of gains. High food supply. Breakdown of losses. Low power supply. Current. 80.
Okay.
Next button.
Still great.
3 days. You wake up to sun. 3 days later.
Right, so 3 days later.
You wake up to sunshine pouring through a window by your bed. Preparing for the day. You. Wear yesterday's clothes. Gear and weapons. Check radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use my weapon and
Next
clothing.
button. After getting dressed, you step outside of your RV and hear a rifle fire. A warning shot.
Okay.
Next button. Next button. A minute later, you're standing at the front gate of the junkyard and staring out at a group of survivors on their own. They range in age from teenager to senior citizen. Their clothes look worn and dirty, and a few firearms poke out from behind their cover. They hide behind trees and stare back at you with wide, curious eyes. Charlie stares at them from inside the main gate, the low growl deep in his throat. Dante steps back from the gate to talk to you. I was passing the main gate and heard some talking on the west side of the fence. I didn't realize it was other survivors until they were outside the main gate. They came through the woods like they knew exactly where they were going. When they got too close, I told them to stop. One of them had bait cutters and was trying to get through. That's when I fired the rifle overhead to warn them and alert our people.
Oh, okay. I actually forgot about this. Okay, so we have another group of survivors that they cut our gate. I mean, they come closer out of nowhere and then suddenly cut our gate off. So yeah, as you can guess what I'm going to do. This is not a I mean, these people are not a are not a good people. Yeah, that's how I can say it. Well, and you can guess what I'm going to do, right? But then maybe we should give them some food because they are starving and they are searching for food. But just their moral has some problem. So yeah.
When he finishes speaking, you see a man with curly blonde hair step onto the road and hold his hands up toward the sky. My name's Jacob. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Could we talk? His face has smeared dirt marks and dry blood stains the bottom left of his t-shirt. My man here said you were trying to break through our gate. What's up with that? Jay asks. I found 4 of your companions and congregated at the front gate. Riley and Madison pushed their way to the front. Handle climbs on the stack of crates for a better view of them. Jacob steps forward. We're sorry about your gate. Most of us haven't eaten in days, and desperation took over our brains. If you could spare food and supplies, we'll leave you all alone. When I caught your buddy breaking in, I told him to back off, and you laughed at me, Dante says. Like I said, we're desperate. Our brains aren't working, but we don't want any trouble. Just give us some food, and we'll be on our way, Jacob says. I'm sorry you are so desperate for food. Let me talk to my group and see what we can do. Check radio button. I'm sorry you are so desperate for food. Let me talk to my group and see what we can do.
I'm going to talk over my group.
Next button. So, Jacob smiles. Thank you. I'm sure you can put together a care package for us. Talk to your group. We'll wait here. How much food can we spare? Jay asks the group. Rachel stops. Why would we give them anything? Especially after he gave us an ultimatum. He's basically saying give us food, or we're not leaving. She sneezes and pulls a tissue from her pocket to cover her nose. You can now see that her face is much paler than usual, though her cheeks are blotchy.
Yeah, actually, in this chapter, Rachel is sick. Actually, having a fever.
I've got to agree with Spy Lady here, Riley says. He holds his revolver by his side and peers through the gate. We give them food now, and they'll make it a habit to come back anytime they are hungry. We shouldn't give anything to a bunch of forest rats. Kelly Dodson says, he's right. Just like stray cats, feed them once, and you'll never get rid of them. What if we gave them a little bit of food, and tell them never to come back here? I just hate seeing people starve, James says. As quartermaster, I can tell you we have plenty of food, Harper says. Even if we didn't find any more, we would all survive for a week, and yet we're still going out and finding more food every day. As the group debates, you state your opinion on the matter. We can spare some food for starving people. We have enough to help people in need. Check radio button.
Let's just help them, although they already break up our security, but that's quite okay.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Save David Webkin. The look of relief passes over James' face. I'm glad you'll feel the same way I do. I've been hungry in my life and can't see other people that way. Exactly, Billy says. We can't let these people go hungry. Some of them look like skin and bones already. Rachel lets out a rare sigh. I'm fine with sharing for now, but I hope this doesn't set a precedent for this group to come back. We can't afford to feed them forever. You've obviously never been hungry, Dante says. On the contrary, I've been forced into situations where I couldn't eat for days, Rachel says. I admit this was in the line of my work, so it might not be a fair comparison. Giving them food would be a mistake, Sean says. They tried to break in. Now you're going to reward them? Hell no. Let them go find their own food somewhere else. James turns to address everyone. Okay, people, listen up. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, and I know you're all worried about our survival. We have enough food to spare a meal for people who are hungry. It's been a hard road for us, and I'm sure it has been for these strangers as well. They might not be a part of our group, but we're still all humans. We can't just let them starve and we have a chance to help them. He looks at Parker. along with James McCatter's food. They return with a crate containing meat, vegetables, and potatoes. It's enough to eat all of them once. Jacob, we have some food for you in your room. You're coming out, James says. The gate opens, and you, James, Sean, Kelly, and Rachel walk out to the road. Most of us, the gate opens, and you, James, Sean, Kelly, and Rachel walk out to the road. Most of the strangers stay back in the forest and peek out from behind the trees. Jacob and the innocent man step out to meet your small group. We really appreciate this, Jacob says. Very neighborly of you all. Rob, grab that crate. His companion reaches out and takes the crate from James. There's lots of good things in there. You'll have enough for dinner tonight, and maybe even a little something for breakfast in the morning. Yeah, this is all right, Rob says. His home telling you he's unimpressed. I'm glad we could help you guys out, but this is all you're going to be able to do for you. You're struggling to find food too, you say? All right, well, this'll do for now. I guess we'll get out of here. Jacob spins on his heels and starts away. You're welcome, Sean says. Jacob stops and half turns back. What's that? Decent people would say thank you and give it a gift, Sean says. Kelly says in a low voice to Sean, just drop it. Jacob smiles. Thank you all for the kind gift. Stay safe. Stay safe, Rob says. The two men walk into the forest, and their group falls in behind them as they head east away from the junkyard. I don't like the way they said that. Stay safe. This was like a challenge, Kelly says. You all return to the junkyard, where the rest of your group watches from behind the gate. Look at this, Riley says and points to the back of the trailer. In large bold letters, you see spray painted on the side of the wall. Stay safe. Next button. Stay safe. Next button. Show stats. Now that your group has dealt with the intruders, you move on to gathering in the center of the yard for breakfast. Just as you're preparing your plate, Billy shouts from the front gate about movement outside from the southwest. Your group draws weapons and runs outside to investigate. The pair of strangers sit between two trees, huddled close. Dirt covers their faces, but you can tell they're in their late teens. The young woman has Asian features and covers her hair in a scarf. The young man has curly brown hair held up around the sides by a headband. He has olive skin with multiple bruises and a black eye. His injuries appear to be from days ago. Backpacks lie on the ground next to them. It wasn't us. I mean, we were with them, but not really, the young woman says. The young man next to her raises his hands like he's surrendering. We were with Jacob, but never really part of his group. We didn't break into your junkyard, but stayed back the whole time. We have nowhere else to go, and we haven't eaten in days. I ate a few berries yesterday, she says. Let's start with your names, Rachel says. I am Allison Lee, the young woman says. She pushes the scarf off her head, and you see long, straight, black hair. Sometimes people call me Allie, but I kind of like Allison. My mother calls me by a Chinese nickname which translates to Little Melon, and everyone's staring at me, so maybe I shouldn't even tell you that. She speaks so quickly that you can barely keep up. Everybody calls me August. The young man keeps his hands up and shifts to his knees. Riley takes a step forward and raises his revolver. Land your ass back on the ground. August responds by dropping to the grass. No need to threaten him, Riley. He's just nervous, James says. Who would name a kid August? Sean asks. It's a nickname. My real name is... Sean interrupts him. Kid, I didn't ask. Why are you here and not with Jacob's crew? Rachel asks. Her skin looks pale, though her eyes are red. We don't want to stay with them, Allison says. You have a great place with lots of room. It was safe, and you all seem to get along. That's what you're looking for, and you're willing to work. Now that the introductions are out of the way, you say. Tell us everything you know about Jacob's crew. Check radio button.
Well, let's ask every question as we can.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Same David Webb view. Allison rolls her eyes. It's not a group, just a collection of individuals who all came together to survive. They don't have any loyalty to one another. We even fight for food amongst ourselves. That's how I got all of these, August says, pointing to the marks on his face and the black eye. We didn't really want to stay with Jacob's crew, but we were afraid, and didn't know how else to survive. We fought together against zombies and protected one another at night. Those were the only real benefits of being with them, but they were big enough benefits to get us to stay. August nods. We don't know much about Jacob or Rob, or most of the other people in that group. People came and left. Names and faces changed all the time. We barely got to know anyone, and everyone kept to themselves. How have you been staying alive during the outbreak? Check radio button. Next button. I'll take this one, August says. Me and Allison went to the same middle school near Silverthorne. That's how we know each other. A few days after the outbreak started, we were out wandering around, scavenging for food and looking for places to stay. Lima set up a camp just outside our town, so we went there first. This group of militia soon took it over. We didn't like the vibe, so we split. Are you talking about the Silverthorne militia, you ask? Yep, that's the one. Do you know them? Allison asks. We run across them, James says. Allison squirms and makes an expression like her stomach hurts. They were glorified bunch of police in camouflage. They ran that Lima camp like a military operation for the top level, but treated the civilians like slaves. It just wasn't coordinated well enough to sustain everyone or keep track of anyone, so we left. We traveled for a few days through the woods, living off of scraps, or what we could find. A trash can here, an abandoned car there. Allison found a berry bush, but I was too afraid to try them. Turns out I was wrong. He pauses and smiles at Allison, who squirts at him. Maybe it was 2 weeks ago or 10 days when we saw this graffiti painted on the side of a school bus that said, "Stay safe." We didn't think much of it. After all, there's graffiti everywhere. But then we saw somebody painting it on the wall of a burnt-out grocery store. It was Jacob, and he told us to join them. Right after that, a bunch of infected came out of nowhere, and the entire group of us killed them all. Me and Allison realized we still needed to be part of some group if we hoped to survive. Good or bad, Jacob's group kept us alive. What were your lives like before the outbreak? Check radio button. What were your lives like before the outbreak? Next button. Zombie. Both of them look at the ground, then at each other, and then glance around randomly. It isn't a difficult question, you see. August slumps against the tree trunk. Not much to say. I'm a junior at Summit High School. It was just me and my mom before the outbreak, because my dad left us when I was 7. She met a new guy recently, and they moved to Colorado Springs. She said she was leaving me the apartment, but didn't pay rent for 3 months prior. The day before the outbreak, I guess you'd say I was officially homeless. Allison's parents were out of town, so she let me crash on her couch. Really, I'm no one special. Allison's the real winner between the two of us. I wouldn't say that, she says. I came from a very traditional family upbringing, although my dad's American and mom's Chinese. It was strange growing up in a small town, and being one of the few minorities who lived there. I had lots of friends growing up, but I had to deal with racist comments from time to time. But when I was in middle school, a lot changed for me. to make any time for socializing. It's not like we were going to parties or clubbing. I just wanted to make friends. Anyway, that's not important. I really enjoyed the curriculum and was excited to become a physician. Even when I know about this virus, I'm doubting things are going to go back to the way they were.
Well, okay, now I see why your name is Ellison. Because you are mixture between American and Chinese. Now I see. Oh, yeah. Although I'm not a, I'm not a born of American and Chinese. I'm not a mixture. I mean, my own father is Chinese and my mom also Chinese, and my whole ancestors were Chinese. So, yep. And I've never I've never been to outside country besides Singapore. Just one time. At that time, I was 8 years old. I went there for a shooting, and yep, that's the only time that I went out from this country. Other than that, I don't think so. Yeah, though I like to travel to other countries. Like I like to go to Japan, especially Japan. I would like to go to US. America to see there, because Japan. Why I like Japan is actually their accessibility for blind. The roads and also the elevator, if I'm not mistaken, what that English one, yeah, elevator. So the elevators there, they have braille for to make things easier for blind. That is one, and the other two is no, yeah, that's one, and the other thing is we can actually access bank by ourselves as a blind. So in Japan, you pretty much do not need sighted people for guidance, though you still need to ask them for guidance. Maybe for you to to cross the streets or something like that. But in kind of social business or bank and something like that, I don't think you need sighted guidance. You can do it by yourself because everything is accessible over there. And also, yeah, technology there is very advanced, of course, very advanced. In Japan, I studied Japanese a bit, and that added to my language collection. I can speak 5 languages. Around the Asia. Sorry, I can speak Malay, of course, because I live in Malaysia, right? Then I can speak English, of course. If I cannot speak English, then how suppose I communicate with you guys, and how suppose I make this video? The third language is Cantonese, which is I usually use with my family. I communicate with them using Cantonese. I'm not really good in Mandarin, though I can still understand Mandarin a bit. Then I can speak Indonesian. Yeah, Indonesian and Malay is kind of not really much different. Just a few words and some context sentences are different between Indonesian and Malay. And the last but not least, I can speak only a bit of Japanese, just a really basic one, right? So yeah, I'm not in a mode for chit chat like this, so let's just continue here. Maybe I will do another video that discuss about languages, what languages that I can speak, and maybe I can bring over my friend who can also speak multiple languages. I have Amir can also speak English, Malay, and I don't know if he can speak Japanese because he has been to Japan for a few times, but I don't know if Amir can speak Japanese or not. Maybe a simple Japanese word, maybe he can do it. Something like train announcements. Yeah, train announcements. Maybe he can do it. Or maybe some simple words in Japanese. He can do it. He can he can speak it. I also have one friend from Japan, which is one of the Japanese friend. She is one of the student from the school that visited my school the other day at July this year. Yeah, she visited and I got her contact, and we've been talking over 4 to 5 months already right now, right? About a half a year right now. Yeah, that's yeah, pretty much about everything. So let's
The
go
only reason
ahead.
they kept us in Jacob's group is because Allison was becoming a doctor, August says. She took care of the injuries they got.
Okay.
But I don't even know that much. First year of medical school is all academics. Nothing's practical. Anything I did to help them was just basic first aid. August was a real help to the group. He knows how to hunt and trap animals. He knows how to hotwire cars and cyber gas. He has all this practical knowledge, not like me. August shakes his head. You're just different. I've been on my own for so long. I had to figure out how to get by. Living like this isn't all that much different than the way I was living before. I've been homeless, lived in cars, gone to bed hungry. I've been training for this outbreak for years. It really sucks. Rachel holds up a finger. You mentioned the militia out of Silverthorne. Can you tell us more about them? Like what? August asks. For starters, what about their leader, Keith? James asks. I'm not sure he's their leader, Allison says. She shrugs and looks at August like she's waiting for approval or confirmation. When she turns back to James, she says, Keith is the base who gives the orders, but he's not the actual leader. Hey, you said face, August says and laughs. When Allison frowns at him, he shrugs and says, I have a warm sense of humor. If Keith's not the leader, who is? James asks. We weren't there for very long, and everyone just knew Keith, August says. We overheard a name, Sullivan. One time I saw a guy with white hair and a trim beard, kind of a cross between Santa Claus and the devil. I could tell by the way Keith was talking to him that he respected the white-haired guy. Maybe that's the leader. There was also talk about the council forming, but you left before that happened. Do you think you could give us directions to this Lima camp? James asks. Allison opens her mouth to speak, but August shushes her. Allison here has a photographic memory. She would probably draw you a map of Colorado without a reference. August says, it's just that I don't mean any disrespect, but what's in it for us?
Yep.
Do you feel you're in any position to negotiate, you ask? The two teams look at each other and shrug. I'll do my best to draw you a map along with directions, she says.
Yep.
But where does that leave us? August asks. Again, no disrespect, but is there any chance we could join you guys? Allison here is practically a doctor, and I'm a hard worker who's been on his own for a few years now. We both take direction, and we even take criticism. You won't get any trouble from us, and you'll get new loyal new members who will earn the right to stay here.
Yeah. Okay. So these two people have been through a lot in their life. So why not? We have to invite them into our group.
Allison fidgets and puts her hands up like she's stopping a speeding truck. I'm not a doctor, or even practically a doctor. I finished a year of medical school, which is all theory and academics. I am in no way able to treat people medically. Beggars can't be choosers in the apocalypse. If you can stitch a wound, you're hired, June says. Allison sighs. I can help with minor things like dressing wounds and selecting medications to treat illnesses, stuff like that. Like August said, you're both hard workers, and will do anything you need, if you're capable of it. And we're really fast learners. We run in a similar way as Jacob's group, scavenging and fighting when necessary. Unlike your former group, we take care of our own. We don't abuse anyone, and leave everyone has to say the way things work, Rachel says, within reason.
Yep.
I'm completely fine with all of that. I am a scavenger. It's what I do. My last Thanksgiving dinner came from dumpster diving, August says. I'm not much into writing, but I will support those who defend us, Allison says. Turning to you and Jane, Rachel asks, shall we discuss this for a moment? The three of you, along with Woody, Parker, Riley, and Sean, move towards the junk arcade to discuss the two teenagers. Woody clicks his teeth. Looks like I'm getting a new helper. I will put him to work in no time. Even I know he needs a mat first. And when it's appropriate, the young woman can check out these unions on my feet. You're not actually considering letting those two boys rats into our group, right? Sean asks. It would be nice to have another medic in the group, so we don't have to bother Nelson all the time, Riley says. Sean stops at him. You're making a bold assumption that those two are telling the truth. Getting into medical school is no easy ordeal. It takes a full college course load and an extremely hard exam just to get in. Not to mention it's highly competitive. And for a teenager, I'd say it's damn near impossible. You have better odds of getting struck by lightning. James turns to Sean. You just showed up on our doorstep, but we let you in. It was an act of faith and trust. We should let them in, but consider it a trying out period.
Yep.
Sean turns to you and Rachel. What do you two think? I'm a bit more cynical than the others, Rachel says. We obviously don't know these forest rats, as you call them, but I could see them stepping in holes to learn about our group. That's what I would do. It's what I have done. What do you say, Nelson? I trust these two and believe they could be valuable members of our group. We should let them in. Check the radio button.
Yeah, I do think they are valuable members, and I think we should let them in.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Safe haven web view.
Of course, yeah.
James stares over at the teenagers and then looks back to the group. I trust these two and believe they could be useful members of our group. They're just kids, and I doubt Jacob has somehow brainwashed them to spy on us. There are a lot of holes in that theory, and I'm not buying it. I'm weaker, and I say we let them join. Allison has some medical training, which we can't afford to pass up. August seems like a hard worker. You watch them both, and if they cause any trouble or raise even the slightest concern, we can move them.
Yep.
Your group walks out to where August and Allison are still sitting, waiting anxiously for a decision. James takes 11 steps forward. Okay, you guys, you're in. Just remember, we all bitch in around here. We'll get you set up with work assignments tomorrow. For now, come in and meet everyone. Enjoy some breakfast with us.
Yep.
Next button. Next button. Back in the junkyard. Breakfast continues, and you take a seat at the front of a long table set up in the middle of the yard. Members take shifts, with some working on watch duty and others eating. Jane, Rachel, Riley, Gina, Kelly, Woody, and Sean congregate around you at the table. Jane invites August and Allison to sit close by. The teams take spots on opposite sides. August digs his fingers into a pile of eggs and potatoes, shoving them out into his out while Allison waits and watches the table. Go ahead and eat, Sean says. You don't need permission. You're part of us now. She gives him a polite smile, picks up a spoon, and digs in. Knowing the location of the Silverthorne camp, I would like to take a group there to bring back Benton to trade for resources. Maybe we could even negotiate peace, Rachel says. I agree we've had Benton for too long, but I don't think we need to talk to the Silverthornes. Let's leave them alone and focus on what we need to do in order to survive, James says. Next button. When breakfast ends, you walk with Rachel and James to the main office, the plan for the trip. James sits on the metal chair, which reads and sags under his weight. Rachel leans against the filing cabinet and taps her head with a wad of tissue paper. We're going to need the right team for this endeavor, Rachel says. Her skin's pale and her eyes look glassy. I will take the trip, and I encourage both of you to go as well. But we need to choose the others wisely. James leans back in his chair, which lets out a loud groan. Rachel, it looks like you need to go to bed. You look under the weather. A simple bug. I'm sure it's nothing. This is far too important for me to take a sick day. Rachel wipes her neck with the tissue. You take a step forward and place your hand on her forehead. Her skin is burning hot under your palm. You definitely have a temperature, at least 100. You should be resting and hydrating.
100, yeah. Okay, so this must be a bit confusing, especially for Asian. So I'm going to explain this. So in America, they do not use degree Celsius. Okay, they do not use degree Celsius as a temperature unit. They use Fahrenheit. Okay, so something we call Fahrenheit. I don't even sure how can we count that Fahrenheit. I mean, how can we change that Fahrenheit into Celsius degree? But I do believe that 95 Fahrenheit is about 30 something, I guess. 30, it's not 20, I think. It's about 30 something degrees. I don't really know. I mean, I don't really remember the formula actually to count the Fahrenheit. So if 100, probably around maybe 38 and above, I guess. That is my I just make a guess. I will have to check it back, the formula of Fahrenheit, I think. Well, yeah, that is a bit confusing. I know it. It will be very confusing, especially for Asian. If you have friends from America, you will know this one, Fahrenheit. This one called Fahrenheit. So yeah, this is how they count a temperature in America. But usually we will use Celsius degree. So for those who are not really familiar with Fahrenheit, Fahrenheit is a American way, I can say. It's an American unit to count temperature. As us, Asian, and maybe European, we use degree Celsius, right? So we consider 35 and above is very hot. While in America, 35 Fahrenheit is very, very cold, extremely cold. They consider 95, I guess, 95 Fahrenheit is maybe hot, or maybe just not too hot and not too cold. I don't really know, but yeah, that's how they count the temperature. So that's why it says at least 100, because they use Fahrenheit unit.
You take a step forward and place your hand on your forehead. Your skin is burning hot under your palm. You definitely have a temperature, at least 100. You should be resting and hydrating.
Yep.
I appreciate your concern, but honestly, I've been in more stressful situations and far safer before today and still succeeded in my mission. I'm going to the Silverthorne, and that's final. Now, why don't we discuss the team you're taking?
Okay, so I'm going to bring a few gunfighter. Madison and Rosie surely will come. And as for the others, I guess Tommy and Lopez, because they are very good firefighter.
You and James exchange
No,
glances.
sorry, it's not firefighter. Firefighter is the people that will handle the fire when it comes to burn. Gunfighting, yeah, they are very good in gunfighting, or I can say range weapon war.
You and James exchange glances, then look back to Rachel. The wheels on the left side of James' chair give way, and it lurches. He raises his hand against the wall to keep himself from falling, then jumps to his feet. Sweet chair. Wilson, who do you want to take with us?
Yep.
Considering the available members of your group, you decide who to take on the trip to the Silverthorne camp. Bailey, Jacob, Dante, Red, unchecked Gina, unchecked Jude, unchecked radio button.
I'm going to bring
Ellie, unchecked radio button. Lopez, unchecked radio button.
yeah, Lopez, of course.
Dante, the group, option 1 of 20. Next button. We need to bring Lopez with us. I don't think anyone would have a problem with that, right, you say?
Yep.
Haley, check radio button.
Then I think medicine.
Red. Haley, Madison. Contact. Next button. James takes a deep breath and rubs the back of his neck. I guess we can bring her. Lately, she's more reckless and feisty than normal. It's like she enjoys the trouble that comes with the outbreak, but she is great with that R15. Haley, check radio button.
Let's go here. Let's see, Tommy.
Haley. Riley. Rosie. Check radio
Oh
button.
yeah, Riley, Rosie, and Tommy will be a great
Rosie.
choice.
Sean. That's all I want to take on her. Sean. Check. Sean. That's all. Next button.
Okay, we cannot bring Tommy. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's bring Rosie.
Next button. People may say she's a wild card, but I think she wants to prove herself to the group. I'm not opposed to giving her a chance on this mission, James says.
Yep.
Haley, check radio button.
The other one is, I guess, Riley.
Haley. Riley. Next button. I might regret saying this, but I'm okay with bringing him along. I worry that he's too aggressive, but I think we can control him. We just can't let him do the talking, James says with a laugh.
Yep.
Haley, check radio button.
The other one, okay.
Sean, that's all it's Sean.
Let's see.
Haley.
Jude will be an excellent choice, though I don't really know about him yet. But he seems like a very nice shooter. I mean, a great gunfighter also.
Next button. I'm surprised you asked to bring him along. I just don't know if he's stable enough to come, but you know him better than I do. If you say he should go, I trust your judgment, James says. Haley, check radio button.
Well, I think that's all we should bring.
Next button. That's all I want to take.
Yeah.
Next button. On the Exodus. Safe haven. One last thing. I want to bring Benton on this trip, James says. Rachel bites her lip before saying, I'm not sure. On the one hand, we would partner with them to gain resources or have leverage in case things get sticky at their camp. On the other hand, he would cause trouble or try to escape. Any thoughts from either of you two? James shakes his head and rubs the scruff on his chin. He has the look of someone weighed down by a dark cloud of indecision. He glances over at you and tilts his head as if to say, what do you think?
Okay, so for Benton, let me see, what do we have here?
We should bring him along. He would be leverage for us. Check radio button.
We should bring him along.
I don't believe in using a human being for leverage. Let's bring him along so we can give him back to his people. Check radio button. We should bring him along. He would be leverage for us. What if we were to infect him with the virus? We would hand him over to the Silverthorne and let the infection spread through his people. Check radio button.
Whoa, chill out. That's not gonna happen.
Let's not bring him. We have no idea what you're walking into, and he only adds complications. Check radio button.
Yup, I think that's the best option. We are not going to bring him.
Contact the group. Option 1 to 4. Next button. Next button. Stop the Exodus. Safe haven. Rachel Dobbs. Stop the Exodus. Safe haven.
So, yeah, he will be our prisoner, at least for now.
Rachel Dobbs. That might be a wise move. There are too many variables to consider, and then adds one more. A very complicated and irritating variable.
Yup.
Okay, let's gear up and meet at the front of the junkyard in an hour. I will tell everyone who's going, James says, and pushes off the wall. You and Rachel follow them out and into the yard to prepare for the journey to the Silverthorne camp. As you prepare to leave the junkyard, you consider your gear. Primary weapon. .38 special secondary weapon. Springfield rifle.
Well, I'm gonna change my weapon.
I made no changes to my weapon. Uncheck. I reconsider my next button. Shows. You select a new main weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna use AK-47 for the main and Springfield for the second.
.38 special. Act 47 assault rifle. Uncheck. Next button. Zombie Exodus.
The secondary is
From Rachel. Trench knife. Tactic. Springfield M1903.
Springfield M1903.
You have a suppressor available. I place it on my Act 47.
Okay, I'm going to press everything into this fight. So AK-47,
Next button. You have a cog scope available. I place. You have a cog scope available.
a scope on AK also.
I place it on my Act 47. Check radio button. Next button. You have a scope available.
Okay, also an
I
AK-47.
place it on my Springfield rifle. Check. I don't use the scope. Check radio button.
Oh,
I
okay.
place it on my Springfield rifle.
Let's
Check.
place it
You have a scope available.
here.
Next button. Current armor worn. Football pads.
Not gonna change.
No armor for now. Next button. You keep on your football. Current helmet worn. Football helmet.
Not gonna change.
Next button.
And my combat uniform also not gonna change.
You keep on your. You currently wear combat uniform. Keep wearing this. Next button. It's just past noon, and the sun is hanging high in a cloudless sky. The away team assembles at the main gate, all in the best gear the junkyard holds, and those survivors remain in line stand in a row to wish you all good luck. It reminds you of soldiers lining up to shake hands after war games. It's those flashes of memories from before the outbreak, and make you realize just how crazy life has become. In these moments of reflection, you consider all you've done to get to this point, and where you're headed. You have fed and have shelter. You're protected from the elements, and continue to improve the junkyard every day. You can survive another week, another month, maybe even longer. And then it gets you no one's asking the right question. It's not when will this all be over, it's how far will we go to survive. All right, everyone, time for final gear check, and then let's get going. James shouts.
Yep.
As you step into the parking lot, you take a look at the vehicles you would take for the trip. You choose the two-door coupe. Check radio button.
Okay, so for the trip, I think I'm going to take
Four-door luxury. Motorcycle. Passenger van. Four doors again.
Since we have so many people with us, let's take the passenger van.
Four doors, passenger van. Okay. Next button. On the edge of this. Same David Webb. You climb into the passenger seat so James can drive. With a quick knock of the door, James pulls out of the lot and heads down the main road. As you adjust your rear view mirror, you spot the front gates closing behind you.
Okay.
With the information from August and Allison, Rachel plotted out the shortest and most trouble-free route to the Silverthorne Lima camp. If the map is any indication of how the rest of the trip will be, you need luck. Other than a few roadblocks of abandoned cars and infected corpses, nothing impedes your way. As you turn up the Cove 9, you see stores and homes, boarded up or burnt down, lining the state highway. Whistleback Realty Group held their grand opening on May 9th, 2012, the day before the start of the outbreak. Turner Snyder displays a banner letting everyone know they have no food left. A sign outside Canavali Mountain Sports Leagues. Lima camp 5 miles at traffic. After that brief passage through the remnants of civilization, you drive slow, winding roads flanked by fields and forests. More homes, fields, spread out and set back from the highway. You see no signs of life among them. Those last few miles pass quickly, and you see less cars on the road, except for abandoned military vehicles and a fuel truck riddled with bullet holes. Oil stains mark the shoulder of the road and lead into the grass.
Whoa.
Another few miles, and you see a sign for Silverthorne, Colorado. The highway breaks into the mountains along the long circle leading into a valley, and then more road. The mile farther ends in another sign, and floats out from the shoulder. A spray-painted line runs through the Works Department of Homeland Security. It displays Silverthorne Militia. Traffic. I guess that means you're close, James says. Since you're drawing close to the camp, you prepare a weapon. Act 47. Check radio button.
Okay, I'm going to ready my Springfield.
Acting Springfield Drive. Contact. Next button. Zombie. A gradual turn ends with a series of speed bumps stretched across the highway. The roadblock sits ahead with 4 armed civilians waving you down. You're standing outside the front of the parking lot. Chain link fences stretch from left to right as far as you can see. On the other side of the gate, the Lima camp lies open. Dozens of white tents stand tall like dominoes. The rooftops of white trailers show above them in the distance. And in the spaces in between, people, men, women, children, all of them are walking or sitting or eating or watching. Some are dressed in overalls and carry brooms or push large trash receptacles. More non-uniformed guards march along the perimeter with their rifles at the ready. And then you see them. In the sea of everyone, civilians and Silverthorne. You see Keith. Keith traffic. As he steps closer to the gate, you see a big band of stars across his feet and goes. What's that intense star doing there? It looks like he was attacked by one of the infected. If that were the case, wouldn't he be dead? Riley brings around his shotgun. Let's do this. Oh, he's walking away, you say? No sooner than he's at the gate, he steps back, laughs with a wave to the guards, and walks toward one of the main tents. The car in front of you pulls through the gate and maneuvers to the left side of the parking lot. One of the civilian guards waves you forward. If you move through the gate, it might be difficult for your group to escape if things go badly. On the other hand, parking outside the gates might cause suspicion in the guards. You will need to go through them, either by vehicle or on foot, in order to gain access to the camp.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to park the vehicle outside and then continue with food.
Park inside the camp. Check radio button. Park inside the camp.
No, I'm going to park outside.
Park outside the camp. Uncheck. Uncheck. Improve. Option 1 of 2. Next button. Let's park outside and walk through the gates. If we need to escape, at least we have our vehicles out here, you say to James.
Yep.
Weapons away, Rachel says, and the team hides their guns. If we want to end hostilities with them, let's not show them we're ready to fight. Your man makes a U-turn out of line and drives a short distance to park behind a grove of trees, far enough from the gate to remain unseen. Once you get in the vehicles, your group walks back to the main gate to speak to the guards. A woman steps up and smiles as she says, "Welcome to the Silverthorne camp. Looking for refuge, or do you have other business here?" Her light brown skin puts even more tan in the sun. Her straight, black hair hangs to her shoulders. Though she has a semi-automatic rifle slung over her shoulder, she makes no motion to draw it. Looking at her closer, you notice a name tag that reads Monica. You're seeking refuge from the outbreak. Do you have room for us? This will get us inside the camp without raising any suspicion. Check radio button.
Nope.
Actually, I came here to see you. I will work with her so the group can get inside. Uncheck radio.
Nope.
You're here to see Keith, the leader of the Silverthorns. I will take the direct approach. Uncheck radio button.
I'm not going to take an direct approach.
You were just passing by and saw your camp. What's this place all about? I will try to find out all I can before we enter. Uncheck radio button.
Wait.
I draw my weapon. Step back from the gate and let us through. Uncheck radio button. Next button.
Well, let's just take the direct approach. Why not?
You're here to see Keith, the leader of the Silver. Action. You're here to see Keith. Okay. Next button. Zombie Exodus. Same thing. Oh, you know Keith. Cool. Monica says it points just past the gate. You just missed him. He stopped by to give us some instructions but went to the swap tent. Sorry, the cafeteria. It hurts the kitchen staff when I call in the swap tent. Why don't you go through the gate and park on the left? Before you come inside, we have to go over a few ground rules. There's no violence inside these gates. No weapons can be displayed. We're not taking weapons away from you. After all, everyone has a right to defend themselves, and it's possible an infected might get through the gate from time to time. But no fighting on the premises. Secondly, you're allowed to be here for 24 hours. If you want to stay after that, you have to apply. We accept all civilians, but we have extra rules if you want to stick around. We can get to those rules later. That's really it. No violence for the time you're here. We won't cause any trouble, and we'll abide by all of the rules, I say, speaking honestly. Check radio button. Don't worry about us. You're no troublemakers, I say, just to get us inside. Check radio button.
Well, let's not be let's not be so honest.
Okay.
Here.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Same thing. Monica smiles. Great. We want everyone to have a break from the outbreak. That's not an easy sentence to say. Break from the outbreak. Anyway, I recommend checking out the tavern. Watch out for that Satan juice. It's got a mean kick. If you've got injuries in your group, there's the medical tent. The trade zone is always popular. You've only got 24 hours, so time is of the essence. Enjoy. You stand by the main gate while your teammates park the other vehicle. While you're waiting, you watch as 3 more vehicles arrive at the gate. The first 2 continue through without much delay. Monica talks to the driver of the third car for quite a while until something happens and summons the other guards to draw their guns at them. You hear some shouting inside the station wagon, and then it peels out, makes a U-turn, and speeds away. By the time your friends rejoin you, the station wagon is far away. Your group walks past the main gate toward an open area where dozens of civilians move around like they're in a market or bazaar. Open tents act as stores, with customers wandering in and out. Loose tables are set up in the spaces between tents, while people walk around with their wares on trays or in milk crates and fit up anyone passing. Watch it. Moron. Riley says and shoves the young man away from him. He then pats himself down and checks his pockets. Security guards wander through the crowd, but rarely interact with the civilians. You spot a few people caught in some kind of disagreement, and the guards quickly bring it up with just the threat of their presence. Interesting sign, Rachel says. You look to your right and see a printed and laminated board hanging high on the light pole. There is hope. News is spreading of a cure for the Zeta disease. Scientists at the CDC predict the treatment within weeks. The end of the outbreak is within sight. We must stay strong and work together. That can't be real. It makes no sense, Madison says. She turns and looks at each of the members of your team like she's searching for their reactions. Lopez turns in a slow circle and says, there are signs like that all over the place. It can't be true, can it? I haven't heard anything about the treatment. Have any of you heard anything about one? Jude asks. We haven't, James says. The president gave a speech a week or so ago, but he didn't say anything about the cure or treatment. A central road of sorts leads through the camp. Up the thruway is noted on the signposts. It separates two sides of the civilian area, with tents on the southern side and trailers to the north. The northern end appears far cleaner, and you spot workers with large nets collecting trash and sweeping the ground. Extra security guards move between the trailers, and every 100 meters or looms a watchtower. More signs of coke hang in various places. All say similar things, and cure has been found. Wait for the cure. The end is here. A batch of 20 or 30 civilians are huddled together under a tent. 34, so they have the look of people rejected by the rest of society. Their clothes are torn, and they sit in silence and watch with half-open eyes as others pass by. They glorify all around them. A short man in a dirty suit jacket rushes up to you. Hey there, looking for any? Get out of here, Henry, another man says, and steps in between you and the short man. You turn to him and notice how clean he looks. He stands just over 6 feet tall, with dark brown, combed back hair and light brown skin. He's wearing gray linen pants and a white, button-down dress shirt. Don't worry about Henry. He's a con man on his best day. If you need some dope navigating this place, I'm your man. Name's Anders Black, though some people call me special. I prefer Anders.
Well, great.
Nice to meet you, Anders, James says. I have a strong suspicion you're not doing this out of the goodness of your heart, Rachel says. Anders puts on a huge smile. Consider me a tour guide. If you feel a moral obligation to provide a tip at the end of this excursion, I wouldn't say no. What's the news here, currency, you ask? Good old American standards, of course. But once the upgrade is over, things will get back to normal. Everything will be more expensive. Gas prices, rent, a gallon of milk, everything. I'm trying to earn as much as I can. So, who speaks for your crew? James glances over at you. Can you do this? You shrug. Sure, I'll do it. Anders starts down the thruway again and waves you to his side. You look like you're with it here. What with the outfit? I'm assuming military, but I have a don't ask, don't tell policy. Meaning I don't ask a person's background or profession before the outbreak. I figure if you want me to know, and it makes a difference to our lives, then fine. For all I know, you picked up that uniform off a dead soldier. Anyway, before we get started, this might help if you told me why you're here. Are you looking to do some trading? To Marathar, hire trackers or scavengers? I tell him the truth, so we can build trust between us. Check radio button.
I'm not gonna tell him the truth.
I don't trust him, so I tell him you're Marathar on check radio button. I turn his question around and use it to find out where it might be located. On check radio. Okay.
Let's try to turn the question around.
Next button. You glance over at Anders. We actually met a group of Silverthornes when they visited our camp a few weeks ago. We met with the leader, Kevin or something. You mean Keith? He's one of the major players. People say he's the leader of the militia, though the camp has a leader and the civvies have a council for it. I asked around to find out where he's at. He sniffs over a mushy lump of trash. So, got any questions for me? First, you ask. Why do some people call you special? Check radio button.
Let's just ask what we can right now.
Next button. So, he smiles broadly. I was one of the first civvies here in Bartertown. That's not what we really call it. And so that adds reverence. I used to call this place Camp Despair, but now I call it Camp Puzzle. But I digress. The economy here is based on what you have. It's a more concentrated form of pre-outbreak society, where you can live a casual life with less in your bank account. In this camp, the economy moves fast. I didn't have things to sell or services to render, but I know who to look up for anything. I know how to get things done, and I can get you anything you need. Special. After more civilians moved in, I got the nickname on account of my unique talent to find the most special objects, even in this impoverished place. We had a guy like you in the National Guard. He was kind of a creep, Logan says. Anders laughs. A lot of guys take advantage of the situation. I don't. I'm just trying to survive, and this is my ticket to one more day. You pass by a larger tent, and can see it's actually 3 separate tents combined, with tarps and sheets of canvas stretched out between them. The large hole has been cut out from the center, and heavy blankets now hang as a makeshift door. 2 large bouncers stand outside and guard against entry. What's that place? James asks. Anders licks his eyebrows up and down. And, my friends, is the Hall of Desires. Not the real game. It's run by someone called Brazen. That's where you get your 7 deadly sins. Well, at least most of them. Drugs, alcohol, prostitutes. They even have live lights at night, some to the dead. He waves to the 2 bouncers. Hey there, Biff. What's up? Cool. Have a good day.
Whoa, great.
Cool. Logan says. Gross. Madison says. People are being forced into prostitution. That's terrible, James says. Anders shakes his head. No one is being forced. You do what you can to survive one more day. Some people choose to sell things, some sell services, and some sell themselves. Tell me about this place. How do you get food and supplies? Are you allowed to leave? Are the Silverthorne handling security? Check radio button.
Well, let's ask him. This is an important question.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Same name. That's a lot of questions, Anders says. He waves to a woman seated in a tent with cartons of cigarettes and bags of liquors. I will bring that thing by later, darling. Then he turns to you and says, the camp is divided into 3 main areas. You're on the south side. Civvies live here. Lots of random tent stores or people pushing their services. We have trade tents, though the biggest one is simply called Market East, because it's on the east side. You can get mostly everything there. Personal items, clothing, weapons, drugs. There are casinos, with the most popular one being Lucky Dragon. There are other tents for games of chance. 2 nights ago, there was even the Texas Hold'em tournament. Your group passes a tent with a sign reading for hire. With the flap open, you can see several people sitting around, either talking or reading. One large man is covered in tattoos and sits at a TV tray with a shotgun disassembled on top of it. He's meticulously cleaning each part. A few feet away from him sits a woman on the milk crate who's whittling an object out of wood. She's dressed in all black and has the handle of a sword poking out over her shoulder. Anders peeks into the tent and then says to you, that's where you can hire people for different asks. Mostly security or scavenging. Say there's an ant messing with you. Did you say ant? June interjects. They're not as bad as they sound. Well, they can be as bad as they sound. Mostly people gathered together for mutual protection. They were forming by neighborhood, or by town or by race, but now they're a melting pot, where you hang out with people who are like-minded. It's hard to explain, but if you stick around here for a while. They're not as bad as they sound. Well, they can be as bad as they sound. Mostly people gathered together for mutual protection. They were forming by neighborhood, or by town or by race, but now they're a melting pot, where you hang out with people who are like-minded. It's hard to explain, but if you stick around here for a while, people will approach you about joining them, or you'll just gravitate to a certain group who become your gang. So anyway, if you need someone to protect you, this 10 assholes you can hire. Or you can just hire them for a job, like if someone just has a hard on for you and won't let him go. You might have to get the man's cause a finger across his throat. A single gunshot cracks to the door. None of the civilians seem to care. Let's see, over there is another trader's tent, but the family actually makes a lot of their own stuff. They're carpenters and blacksmiths and tailors. It's a great place if you need something custom. Over there is a medical tent. They have 3 doctors, well, 2 doctors now. I forgot DR. Charlie disappeared last night. He owed Raisin a lot of money, so I'm not surprised he didn't show up for work. And then we have Quinn's daycare and school tent. I can honestly say this is a community effort. It's subsidized by some of the other stores, and rich cities who help kids need to learn while they're surviving here. We didn't want them to get too far behind on their education, so it'll be easier when life gets back to normal after the upgrade. Plus, the daycare watches the younger kids and keeps them away from the rest of camp. We don't want them to see what's going on. It's the one place that's free. I already told you about Raisins. That's the premier place for drugs, drinking, and sex. They have areas where you can actually do drugs, and they watch and make sure nobody messes with you. The Silverthorne don't condone drug use, but they don't have the manpower to monitor what everyone's doing. If they see you hide or get it high out in the open, they kick your ass out. But if you do it in private, no one cares. An older man with gray streaks through his hair stumbles along your path and drops to his knees. Anders helps him up by the arm and guides him to a metal chair sitting on the side of the throughway. Hitting the bottle early today, I see. Pops. Remember to drink water after every shot. The old man smiles at Anders, and your group continues on. What about food and supplies? How do people stay fed, you ask? Everything you receive is from our benevolent overlords, the Silverthorne Militia, Anders says. They open the cafeteria twice a day, and you can pay with a meal ticket, or just put out cash. Meals are distributed this way to ensure people are working, or at least can afford to be here. As for things you need to survive, everything from anti-perspirant to Viagra, there are groups of civilians that go out to scavenge and bring back these items to sell at a severe markup. The Silverthorns also have resources they share from time to time, especially if you know who to ask. Of course, you can buy anything you want, usually from the traders. The Silverthorns keep this place secure. Part of that is keeping the infected out. Part of it is to keep the cities in order. They do a great job. There hasn't been a death inside these gates in the past 5 days.
Whoa. So basically, Silverthorne Militia is not kind of a militia. I mean military. It's kind of a social business for orphanage or something like that. Though this one is not for orphanage, but this one is more like for a civilians that have no money on them, or they are kind of poor people, fatigue or poor people that come to this place because of Zeta virus, some kind of outbreak. Now I see. Well, it's kind of a social business also. I mean, you help you help the civilians to rebuild the society in your small camp. I see now.
And record might get busted today, Roger says. This system seems a bit, I don't know, barbaric. It seems so hard to get even the basics of life, James says. Anders shrugs. I realize how all of this sounds. But what are you going to do? Give everything away? Force people to work? And how do you supervise who works? And who sits on their butt all day? This is a pretty fair, albeit archaic, system. You work, you earn, you eat. The rules are simple, and most people are alive out here and dead everywhere else. This looks shady to me. People look frantic and stressed. I don't see people working. I see them hustling to survive. There's gotta be a better way to run this camp, James says. Anders holds his hands up defensively. I don't make the rules. I just learn to work inside of them. If you don't like how this place runs, take it up with the Silverthorns. A helicopter passes high overhead, and your group all train there next to watch it fly by.
Yep.
Anders stops, turns, and claps his hands. So, are you all looking to move in here? If so, I've got a line on this week vacant tent. Well, it should be vacant in a few hours. If the guy doesn't pay, I can broker a deal with the lady who owns it. Oh, we're just here for the day, James says. We're not moving here. You don't have to worry about that, you say. Anders starts walking again, and you all follow him. Okay, but if you change your mind, let me know. That tent won't be real for long. What's up with the group of people all huddled together in that tent? Check radio button.
I'm not gonna ask so many questions because it will make this thing become longer. Let's keep it short. Let's go.
What's that area to the north? Where's the tavern? What's secure? Thanks for your time, Anders. I say and end the conversation.
Let's just say
Next button.
thanks for your time.
Next button. A series of bells ring through camp. The chimes sound high-pitched and rapid, like dinner bells on the farm. People all around the yard pause and turn toward the sound, which only lasts a few moments. I have to cut our talk short. Time for court, Anders says. Court? You mean like before a judge? James asks. Sort of. We recently formed the council for the civilians. They hear from cities about problems they're facing, deals with other people, or issues that need to go to the Silverthorns. I'm a lawyer and represent cities and soldiers who don't want to speak for themselves. Before you go, can you tell us where we could find Keith, the one in charge of the Silverthorns? Anders scratches his neck and looks around the camp. I saw him before you showed up. But before we get to that, remember when we talked about the tip? He holds out his hand with his palm facing the sky.
Oh, you need some tip, huh? I'm going to give you a bit.
I want to build a relationship with him. It might come in handy. Check radio button. Give him a tip. I want to build a relationship with him. It might come in handy.
Yep.
Next button. Anders knows all about this place, and he's well connected. You'll make a powerful ally, and his tip will solidify your relationship. You. And $100. If money has value here, I don't want to waste too much on them. Check radio button. And to $500. Check radio button. Update. The room. Option 1 of 3.
Well, I don't care. Only $500, right? Let's just go.
Next button. He takes the money and counts it in front of you. Next. That's a really rare tip. I truly appreciate it. He shoves the money down the front of his pants. I really appreciate it. As far as Ian goes, I'm pretty sure he was stopping off at the tavern. I would try there first. If he's not in there, ask Sylvester, the bartender. Tell him special sent you.
Okay.
He leads you to the front of the immense set of tents combined into one continuous structure, like the Frankenstein's monster of camp. A patchwork of earth-tone canvas and tent poles. The wooden sign is hanging from a set of long stakes in the dirt, reading the tavern at the end of the outgrade. The centipede-like line runs from the entrance and circles the outside until the tail disappears around the corner. It curves out in the middle, where a man with a bucket of water is cleaning a thick bloodstain off the outer wall. The tall man with a shiny, bald head and dark brown skin sits on the stool in the lap with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and a clipboard in hand. Hold to the side. Man, he says to the closest potential patron. If you're not on the list, you're not on the list. So either money goes in my pocket, or you move your ass to the back of the line. Don't make me call meeting. The flap opens, and another man steps out of the tavern. He's small, barely over 5 feet. Brown hair sprouts from his scalp in all directions and looks unwashed. The patchy beard. The patron's eyes widen. The flap opens, and another man steps out of the tavern. He's small, barely over 5 feet. Brown hair sprouts from his scalp in all directions and looks unwashed. The patchy beard covers his chin in a strip, and he has a t-shirt with a picture of Tweety Bird on his front. The patron's eyes widen, and he backs away, tripping over his own tennis shoes. Okay, Cassius, I'm off. Your group idles at the front of the line, and catches the eye of the bouncer. He waves you over, and Tweety goes back into the tavern. You don't look like civvies. You belong here, Cassius asks. We're just here for the day to do some trading. Anders told us to stop at the tavern, because it's the best place here. Oh, you're in special? Let me check right quick. He holds up his hand toward camp and shouts, Anders 1-2-3. The teenage boy standing 30 paces away nods and runs off. Cassius assures you that it'll only be a moment. Interesting name you got there, Lopez says with a smile. Were your parents fans of Julius Caesar? Madison asks. Wow, very good. I was named after Cassius, one of the conspirators. No one else has ever said that before. They think I'm named after the boxer, Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali. Smart girl. Madison frowns. Not a girl. I'm a woman. Thank you very much. You spot the teenager run back to his spot 30 paces away. He gives a thumbs up, which gets a smile from the bouncer. He pulls the tent flap back. We have tables in the back that can fit all of you. There's a 2-drink minimum. Try to set up near the stage if you can. Enjoy the tavern. Next button.
Well, yeah, let's go.
Next button. As you step inside the tavern at the end of the outgrade, you see a quiet crowd of survivors, all intermingled around mismatched tables and chairs, standing at a bar made of wooden planks and drywall, or sitting near the canvas walls on pillows and blankets. More drinks and food sits in their hands, though several grills cook food in the corners of the tent. The wave of flavored smoke passes in front of your face and takes resonance in the cloud at the ceiling. You spot patrons partaking of a hookah a few feet away, and soft, ethereal music plays from a trio in the tavern's center. Bartenders serve drinks and process food orders. You look around the area at the different patrons and activities underway. Groups of people sit with one another like legions of high school cafeteria. The crowd stands in one corner and rolls dice in a small circle. Paper money sits in piles around the playing area. Several paces away, a trio grows starts in a circle of cardboard hanging from the ceiling. The monk of his battle from your encounter with the Silverthorns on the hill. It looks like he's talking to Anders, who must have slipped into the tavern ahead of you. More patrons push inside the tavern from the entrance, forcing you to step forward. One of the newcomers is Monica from the front gate. She steps inside and waves across the tavern at a large group of soldiers. She steps past your team and joins them. The walkway exists along the bar, and you'll only spot one open table that would seat your entire group. It might be worthwhile to sit down and order food and drinks in order to blend in and avoid suspicion.
Yeah, I think, yeah, let's sit down and order some food.
Around the laughter and clapping draws your attention to the left side of the tavern. There, under a hanging spotlight, sits Nelma and Drake, members of the Red Apple Biker Club. You're passing a hookah pipe between them.
Whoa.
You. Chat with Sylvester the bartender. Maybe you'll know where to find Ian. Check radio button.
I'm gonna chat a bit maybe.
Next button. You walk over to the first bartender, an enormous middle-aged man, shirtless with heavy chest hair. The salt and pepper beard hangs from his pale face, and hockey-puck-sized fists stretch out his earlobes. The black spider tattoo falls across his neck. He's speaking with a teenager, no older than the Milford twins. He smiles at the young patron, who looks both uncomfortable and excited by his presence. The crowd gets in the area, and you're just able to overhear the words being exchanged between the bartender and the patron. Hot tea? No one drinks that stuff. You need to drink some Zeta juice, or at least a glass of wine. It'll put you in a chill mood. Sylvester, how's it hanging? The guard shouts to the bartender. His gaze breaks from the teenager, and he waves to the guard. In that rate, he notices you, nods, lingers for a moment with the patron, and then slides along the bar to you. You don't look like a guard of Silverthorne Militia, just like a camp. People don't like the military around here. The teenager passes on your left side, and you glance over and see a $20 bill left under an empty glass. Sylvester wipes the countertop of spilled liquid. The customer motions to him, and he slides along the bar. They shake hands, and the customer hands him some cash. Sylvester puts the empty glasses under the bar and returns to you. Sorry about that. Anders referred me to this place. He said he'd take care of me. Well, welcome to my establishment. Any friend of Anders is a friend of ours. So, what can I get you? Over the bar hangs a chalkboard. Tavern menu graphic. Order a hot tea, $5, and give him a tip, $20. Check radio button. Order a hot tea, $5, but pass on the tip. Check radio button. Order a Zeta juice, $10, and give him a tip, $20. Check radio button.
Well, let's order something or...
Order a Zeta juice, $10, or pass on the drink, but give him a tip, $20. Pass on the drink and the tip. Check radio button. Next button. Order a Zeta juice, $10, and give him a tip, $20.
Yep.
Okay. Next button. Zeta juice and some information with it. You say and slip an extra $20 bill in with the cost of the drink. He knows how to laugh and claps his hands together. Great choice, newcomer. He takes a shot glass from a rack, wipes it dry with a rag, and pours a rust-colored mixture into it. The drink reminds you of zombie blood. This will put some fire in your step. So, what do you need to know? I'm looking for Ian from the Silverthorns. I heard he was in here. Know where I'm looking for Ian from the Silverthorns. I heard he was in here. Know where I can find him? I'm assertive, direct, and commanding. Check radio button. Next button. Sylvester looks to his right, and you follow his gaze to a back corner. You split the scene through the smoky interior of the tavern and now notice that the back canvas wall is discolored from the rest. Private area. We keep it available for any of the Silverthornes. He went in there maybe 15 minutes ago. He usually doesn't stay long, but his food order's almost ready. He leans forward on his forearms, so close you can smell his liquor-soaked breath. I don't want no trouble in here. He walks away from you to the opposite end of the bar. Finish with the bartender. You return to your room. Move near Natalie's over near her conversation with Anders. Check radio button.
No, I'm not going to move
Move near Natalie's over near
move near them.
Search the tavern. I want to know everything about this place before I approach Keith. Uncheck radio button.
No.
Sit down to the table and order food and drinks. We would all use a break and something to eat and drink. Uncheck radio
Yeah,
button.
let's just sit down and order some food and drinks.
Next button. You move to the only available table that's been with your whole group. As soon as the last member has taken a seat, the woman in the previous suit steps up to the table with a few menus. She has the look of someone who has seen it all, as she seems unmoved by your appearances and exposed weapons. She has thick hair at the ends, all tied back in a ponytail, and one of her hands is covered in bandages. Welcome to the tavern. I'm Miami. All the prices are listed on the menu. You know what you want to order or need a few minutes. Yeah, these are some serious prices. I could rent an apartment for the cost of a T-bone steak here, Lopez says. The meal is me, courtesy of Anders, Miami says. Rachel turns to you and says, seems strange you would pay for a meal which will likely cost more than the tip we gave them. Jane hands the menu back to the waitress. In that case, I'll take a double cheeseburger and whatever beer you have on tap.
Yep.
That sounds lovely, Rachel says. No cheese on mine and only a single patty, with chips please. Riley pushes the menu across the table. I'm going to regret this, but I'll take the fish and chips and a glass of beer. Why regret it? Jane asks. How fresh do you think fish is going to be in a place like this? But I just can't pass up fish and chips. I will take your garden salad, no dressing, and can you add sunflower seeds and avocado to it? Madison says. Miami stares at her for a moment and then says, fresh out of seeds and avocado. Madison rolls her eyes. Can I have grilled chicken breast? Sure thing. Before you ask, it's not organic, not farm fresh, and has probably been frozen for a few weeks now. I will just take a shot of that Zeta juice with a beer bag, Lopez says. By the way, love your outfit. Next, sweetie. What kind of meat is it, a meatloaf? Jude asks, scratching under his chin. It's a mix of whatever scraps are left over from other items on the menu. It's mainly beef, but Miami looks up at the ceiling and shrugs. Sounds good enough to me, Jude says. Oh, and hot sauce. And finally, for you, Miami asks you. You order. An expensive meal. I want to indulge myself while you're here. Check the radio button.
Okay. It doesn't affect the gameplay anyway, so let's order an expensive meal.
Next button. You look at Miami and say, I'll have the meat lasagna with garlic bread and a side of mozzarella sticks. The drink, a glass of iced tea.
Yeah, great.
This order will take a little extra time because of the size of your group, but I'll try to get it done fast, Miami says.
Yep.
While you wait for the order, you glance around the bar and see the row of patrons coming in and out. Many come and go, civvies and soldiers alike. They share laughter and revelry and enjoy the music, the drink, and the food with a sense of abandon. Who knows about tomorrow, but the day we indulge that must be the common theme of the tavern. It's uplifting in the moment, and you can see why patrons of this camp spend their money on the tighter meal and a beverage that reminds them of a short time ago. Next button. Next button. The short time passes, and Miami returns with a serving tray, and she's accompanied by another server with an even larger serving tray. They place the orders in front of everyone, and your group wastes no time with rating their number. Even Rachel takes into the hamburger with a mouth filling pie. James shoves the oversized burger between his lips, and chomps half of it down. Everyone at the table takes in each morsel with quiet abandon, and the silence hangs over them in the short time their meals last. Jude coats his meal in hot sauce and finishes his plate before anyone else, and proceeds to lick any trace of meatloaf with gravy off of it. Madison fits at her salad with a fork, eating a few bites inside it between them. Lopez slams back his drink and whistles for a few long seconds before taking a sip of his beer.
Great.
It's all oily and a bit overcooked, but it's not bad for fish and chips, Riley says. Miami places two plates in front of you, one bowl of meat lasagna with a side of garlic bread, and the other a dish of mozzarella sticks. The portions are small, but at least you ordered several items. With your table served, you consider your next option. Move near Natalie's over here. Search the tavern. Talk to Nelma and Drake by the lounge. Talk to the next button.
Okay. Let's move near Natalie, maybe, because we have some stealth skill.
Next button. You step away from your group and maneuver your way through the crowd to the northeast side of the tavern. As you round the table of civvies playing cards, Natalie and Anders come in the sight. She's dressed in an army green t-shirt and black jeans, and she has a rifle hanging from her shoulder. She's wearing the same big rimmed glasses, and her black hair is hanging in a ponytail just like before. Anders is leaning against the bar and gazing around the tavern like he's looking for someone. When you're within 20 paces, Natalie turns in your direction. You cut back into the crowd and blend in. Natalie goes back to her conversation with Anders, so without she saw you, advancing any further, you would be spotted. Just behind them is a side room covered in a blanket. You could go inside and hide while listening to them. You could also create a distraction in the bar by tossing something in a rack of bottles, causing them to break. When Natalie and Anders turn to investigate, you could move closer and position yourself behind one of the heavy tent poles holding up the ceiling, or you could move close enough to hear them, but far enough away not to be spotted. It will be difficult to discern two voices through the noise of the crowd, but that's the least risky way to overhear the conversation. You sneak into the side room and listen from cover. Check radio button.
Let's listen from cover.
Next button. You slip to the side of the tavern and walk along the canvas wall toward Natalie and Anders. They keep their eyes fixed on the bar area, holding hands from side to side in casual observance. You watch them, and anytime they both look away, you turn closer to the side room. More and more people fill this area, most with drinks in their hands, some dancing, and others moving about in a relaxed state of low sobriety common throughout the tavern. You creep along the wall and pause near any group of people to take cover amongst them. When the coast is clear, you move again, staying low. You keep your eyes on Natalie and Anders, who make no indication of spotting you moving closer and closer. You finally reach the side room and slip inside to find it empty, at least for now. So, go on. What about that first group? Natalie asks. It's a fighter hand straight out of Sons of Anarchy, if that show had a feminine side. The leader is a red-haired mama named Nelma, who didn't take well to my line of questioning. The salty talk with her, great, didn't offer much else. It's good to see progression with equality, because she did all the talking, and he just stood there and looked good. All I could gather was that they are here to buy guns and ammunition, and they have an ample amount of homemade alcohol and drugs for out anything else? Natalie nods. Get close to them. Find out what they're really doing here. When we give you the card, you lead them to the door. Make something up about why they have to go there. Don't screw this up. We let you have a lot of perks around here, and we expect you to earn what you're given. Your daughter won't like it if she's up there hanging with the riffraff outside. We want to work with you, but we'll just as easily go with someone else. Oh, I'll find out everything, Anders says. Natalie walks away from them, making her way along the bar until she disappears into a side room. Anders cuts diagonally through the crowd, and exits through the side of the tavern. Now that they're gone, you make your way back to the room. At your heel end, Anders rushes up to you and crouches by your side. I can't stay long, and don't want anyone to see us talking. Keep it on the move. He's in the back of the tavern, and making his way to an empty tent where he's setting up an ambush. I'm supposed to bring you there. Thank you for telling me. It's good to know you have our best interests in mind. Check radio button. Thank you for telling me. It's good to know you have our best interests in mind.
Well,
Why are you helping us? I want to know his real motive here.
let's go.
Next button. Anders exhales slowly. I'm not doing it out of the goodness of my heart. I'm hoping for a place in your room when the time comes. We'll talk when all is right. He looks from side to side and then says, your instinct might be to leave. It's too late. But if he didn't want to do that, you would be dead already. He just wants to talk. Go to the meeting, but be prepared for a fight.
Yep, okay.
You follow Anders through the length of the tavern. Since the music has stopped playing, only the chatter of the crowd fills your ears, and the smell of cooking food still lingers in the air. It'll distract you from considering the fight you might be walking into. Through the back of the long tent, your group walks outside. You don't see anyone in this area. No civvies or soldiers, and only a stretch of a half-dozen car lengths leads to a stark white medical tent. Rachel and James move by your side. James leans forward and says to the two of you, what's our route here? We can only send the review to talk to Keith. The rest of us can stay outside and flank them if a battle occurs. Rachel says, we can all just go in with our guns raised at the ready and spread out to cover. Or we can go inside and pretend like we know nothing but be ready to react. What do you think, Nelson?
I think we should be prepared to fight.
Let's leave half our people outside. They can ambush the Silverthorne if things go bad. We should all go in with our weapons raised. Prepare to fight. We should all go in with our weapons raised. Prepare to fight. Check radio button.
Yeah, we should prepare to fight.
Okay. I want to go in there like we know nothing but have our group prepared to fight. Let Keith and the Silverthorne think they have the upper hand. Check radio button.
Nope.
We should all. Next button. Rachel passes on the order for your team to raise their weapons and fight under command. Anders keeps a few steps ahead, and when he reaches the tent, he pulls back the flap like he's preparing the entrance for a kick. You step through the opening and walk into the large interior. You can see the remains of the medical equipment pushed to one side, though the useful devices must have been taken away. Beds have been replaced by tables arranged in a large square. Another long table sits on the far right, where you see a coffee urn and teapot on burners. Food trays fill the rest of the space with an assortment of simple foods. Cakes and other sweets, finger sandwiches, and chips and pretzels. At the table, a man with a thick, gray beard and white hair adjusts the linen on the table, splitting it out with his hands. His clothing matches his grandfatherly appearance, though it's livelier in color, with blue and yellow pastels. Your group spreads out and raises their weapons, though the room affords little in the way of cover. From the back of the tent, a parade of soldiers marches inside, all with weapons held in front of them and pointed away from your group. You're immediately drawn to look at one of them, a stocky figure wearing a blue ski mask. Though he wears the uniform of the Silverthorne Militia, he stands to the side of them, not interacting with the others. You notice one big man in their ranks, the one called Wyatt, who showed up with your camp on the hill. After him, Natalie steps inside and pulls his machine gun pointed at the ground in front of you. At the end of the parade comes Keith. There's another soldier who stands close to Keith and chats with him in low whispers. He's taller than Keith and looks to be of Korean descent. In total, 15 soldiers are standing with Keith. I'm surprised you showed up here after all this time, Keith says. It took us a while, but you're here now, James says. Keith raises a hand. I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to him. He points to you. We talked on the hill back at your camp. I'm a creature of habit. Where's Benson? He's around here somewhere. Before we get to him, let's talk for a minute. Check radio button. You'll know where he is when I'm ready. He's around here somewhere. Before we get to him, let's talk for a minute.
Okay, so I'm going to lie. I'm gonna say he's around. Well, he's not.
Next button. Keith stops. Sure, why not? You've had it for a while now. What's a few more minutes? A helicopter passes overhead, moving low over the tent, its fleeting shadow showing its path across the camp. The bearded older man pours a cup of hot water and dumps a tea bag into it. He steps over to a stool and sits on the edge of it as he sips his beverage and observes your group. So Keith, what happened with that scar on your face? Riley asks. Keith shrugs. Yeah, zombie attack. It was on the road just outside of here. About 10 of us got ambushed by some runners. We brought most of them down, but one got through and latched onto me. By the time my manhandle got him down, the zombie had taken a chunk out of my jeep. When he mentioned handle, he talked to the man by his side who looks of Korean descent. I don't know how I survived. We have a science gal here who says I might be immune. She says about 1 to 10,000 would have immunity to the Zeta virus, or maybe it's even more rare. I let her take some of my blood to test. Whatever. I'm still alive and kicking. The people around here appreciate both. If I can hear old model to them, so be it. The news shouts from outside the beam attempt draw the interest of the Silverthorns, but it doesn't last long. Only the older man looks unfazed as he scoops sugar into his cup and wipes his hands on the cloth napkin. Keith scans your group. Looks like you're missing a few people. Where are they? A few of them stayed outside as an insurance policy. I'm sure you can understand. Check radio button. They wanted to explore the rest of your camp, so they split off from the rest of us. Unchecked radio button. I didn't think we needed everyone. I was hoping this was just a conversation and not a battle. Unchecked radio button. They're close by. We were worried about walking into a trap. Unchecked radio button.
Okay, let's just say whatever
Okay.
here.
Next button. Here. Next button. No traps in here. We just wanted a quiet place to talk. Keith says. I can't believe you're still talking to these people, Natalie starts to say. Keith interrupts. Natalie, just stop for now. Radio static spreads across the Silverthorns, and several of them hold walkie-talkies up to their ear. Keith twists a knob by his belt and looks over at the older gentleman at the table, who sips his tea and selects a finger sandwich from one of the trays. Keith points to a view of the soldiers, who split off from the group and leave through the back of the tent. The masked soldier glides closer. He walks on the balls of his feet like he's constantly ready to spring into action. Then he moves along the side of your group and stands several feet back. The sniper rifle hangs on his back, the barrel hidden just behind his head. The mask is slightly bulged over his right eye. Perhaps a match beneath it? Who's that? You ask, pointing at the masked soldier. Keith He looks sideways at him and smirks. That's the general. He doesn't talk much. It's actually best if you never hear him speak. Who gives me the creeps, Logan says. Let's get right to the point, Pete says. We got off to a hell of a bad start on that hilltop. A lot of things were said, and moves were made that put our two groups at odds. That wasn't what we wanted out of that introduction. We have to forget what happened and move forward. You feel your anger rising as Pete suggests forgetting everything that happened on the hill. You want to lash out at him, but realize now is not the time. With all of your willpower, you hold back your rage and say, we're forgetting nothing. You invaded our camp but threatened us. Screw this guy. Check radio button.
Yeah, screw him because he threatened us, right?
X button. Pete sighs. I know what we did, but if we don't forge some kind of peace, it's just one more enemy we have to worry about. And you have to worry about us. We're trying to survive without rain, not go to war with civilians.
Well, I don't care.
Wyatt steps beside Pete and says, is this really how things are going? You're apologizing to them? I can't believe this.
I will tell you that's not happening.
The older gentleman stands, jerks, and leans against the buffet table. He motions that Pete jerks his thumb towards the back flap of the tent. Pete turns to Wyatt and says, go wait outside. Wyatt stops and pushes his way through the back tent flap. I apologize for not introducing myself earlier. The older man says as he walks to stand beside Pete. I am M.R. Sullivan. It is a pleasure to finally meet all of you. I can see how you might be put off by the thought of being forced into a meeting with an armed militia, but I assure you, no harm will come to you. I simply wanted to meet you without the distractions of this camp. We weren't forced into this meeting. We do exactly what we were wanted to do. Check radio button.
Okay.
So you're the leader of the Silverthorne? X button. M.R. Sullivan smiles. Of course. It must be a misunderstanding on my part. You see, the militia that runs this camp can present themselves as tyrants. This is simply a matter of sending the wrong salesperson for the job. That is why I am glad you came here, so I can present an offer. We are looking to form alliances with other groups in the area for mutual protection and trade. I am extending the invitation of alliance partner to you. I am sure you're wondering what that means. You will be allowed to. The siren bellows through camp, so loud it mounts your eardrums, and washes out any other sound. Several of the Silverthorne circle Mr. Sullivan, and usher him through the back of the tent. When the siren stops, the voice comes over the loudspeaker. Attention! A horde of infected are charging the eastern gate. All soldiers assemble for defense. All civilians must shelter in place.
Whoa, okay, we have a zombie attack. Okay, so now here it comes. The battle is here. So we are moving to the east gate. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to kill all the Silverthorne there, including the infected. So you guys just see what's the scene like.
Even the rest of the Silverthorns burst through the back of the Viva tent, leaving you alone with the announcement replayed over the loudspeaker. You turn to your group and say, let's get to the eastern gate and help defend the camp. We need to show M.R. Sullivan we want to be part of his alliance. Check radio button.
Nope.
It's time to leave camp. Let's get to the man and head out of here while the Silverthorns are distracted by the horde. Check radio button.
We can leave, but I'm not gonna.
To take out Keith. While the Silverthorns are fighting the horde, we can focus on him. Check radio button.
We can also focus on Keith, and we can take out him.
Let's head to the eastern gate and watch how the Silverthorns defend the camp. That should tell us even more about their capabilities. Check radio button.
Well,
next button.
Let's focus on Keith.
This is our chance to take out Keith. Check button. Next button. You lead your group out through the front of the tent and spot movement on the eastern side of camp. Gunfire rattles from far away. Shouting competes with the overhead announcements. While soldiers run towards the south side, civilians take an haphazard approach, hiding under blitzen tables, rushing into vendor tents, or scurrying in random directions. If you're lost in their rear without direction from those claiming to defend this place. Flashes of light stream from the right, and you see a column of Silverthorns moving in a line towards the gate. In the distance comes the first wave of infected, too numerous to count. You can't see past them to the depths of the horde-threatening camp. Bullhorns call out commands, and the soldiers climb atop structures and watchtowers to fire over the gate of the advancing zombies. It's complete mayhem on both sides, though the militia appears to have a plan of attack despite the civilians running around in chaos.
Okay.
You turn to your group and shout, now is our chance to take out Keith and the Silverthorns. They're completely distracted by the infected, and won't see our attack coming. Attack the Silverthorns when they're occupied with the zombies. We can pick them off without anyone knowing. Check radio button.
We can attack Silverthorns.
Order my group to climb to the trailers and fire at the horde of zombies. We can't risk the luck. Or rally the civilians and leave them out of the area. They're causing too much chaos and taking away from the defense of camp. Or attack the Silverthorns when they're occupied with the zombies. We can pick them off without anyone knowing.
Yeah, let's attack them.
Next button. The attack from the horde of zombies presents the perfect opportunity to kill off some of the Silverthorns, or even take out either one of the main members. This chance is too good to pass up. You rally your group and move them along the throughway to advance upon the Silverthorns. Many are standing atop trailers or watchtowers to fire over the main gate separating them from the open ground, where the zombies are marching. They have their backs to you, though in the chaos of the moment, no militia members come from trailer court or out of civilian tents. They will easily spot you firing upon their comrades, and then there are the civilians themselves. Many are taking arms to help defend their camp, but more eyed and clear run toward trailer court to escape the horde. From your vantage point, you don't see either the other key members. They could be protecting M.R. Sullivan or a return to the inner circle, or maybe somewhere else among the rest of the defenders. Considering your options, you hide my group and take out as many Silverthorns as I can to reduce their numbers. I don't want to jeopardize their defense of the camp, but I do want to cause some casualties. Check radio button. Kill as many Silverthorns as possible. I don't care if they go against them or if we weaken their camp's defenses. Check radio button.
Yep.
Next button. Kill as many Silverthorns
Call
as
me,
possible. Next button.
call me a killer or whatever, but this is it.
Next button. Zombie Exodus. Save David Webb 2. The battle between the Silverthorne camp and the zombie horde provides the perfect opportunity to take out the Silverthorns. Killing them reduces their numbers, and you might even be able to wipe them out and let the civilians run the camp, or it will all fall down. Either way, the Silverthorne militia will be gone.
Yep.
You spread word of the plan through the members of your group. Take out as many of the soldiers as they can. Soldiers run in front of you, while others stay perched on high ground. They all provide opportunities for close quarters attacks or using firearms.
Okay.
You decide to use
I'm going to use my AK-47.
X button. Use your Act 47 and scan the area where your first target. A row of soldiers is standing atop a white trailer with their backs to you as they aim down at the advancing force. Civilians run past the trailer while a small group powers into a nearby tent within sight of the action. Raising the weapon and aiming, you pull the trigger and land the shot through the small of his back. He bends back and your next shot hits the base of his skull. He staggers sideways and falls off the edge of the trailer. From there, it's complete bedlam as you fire round after round at anyone in uniform in front of you. After your group eliminates those on the first trailer, a bag of soldiers from a nearby watchtower spots your attacks and draw the attention of the other Silverthornes in the area. The camp forces split between defense from the infected and turning their gunfire upon you and your group. The infected horde continues its assault, pushing into the chain link fence, and the Silverthorne militia fight to hold them back, even as their numbers dwindle. It's only when a new wave of reinforcements pushes onto the throughway that your group ends its attack.
Yeah.
Weave through the southern gate. We just need to get out of here. Check the radio button. Order my group to climb the trailers and fire at the horde of zombies. Rally the civilians and leave them. Rob the camp of any food and supplies we can take. It's too good an opportunity to steal what we need. Watch the Silverthornes defend the eastern gate. X button. Rob the camp of any. Untick. The group. Option 1. Rob the camp of
Call
any
me a robber or anything, but this is it. Well, it's very fun, man, playing with these Silverthornes. They are completely overwhelmed.
X button. In the wake of all the fighting and chaos, many of the tents are unsecured. No one's watching the shipping containers or kiosks containing vital supplies. You can't pass up the opportunity to rob this camp.
Yeah.
You turn to Rachel and James, who are always by your side. Let's scatter everyone and scavenge this place. No one's going to stop us. James turns to you with a look of surprise. Not the civilians, though. I could get behind taking from the Silverthornes, since they steal from everyone else, but I don't want to take from the civilians. How can we tell civilian gear from Silverthorne gear? It's all over the place, and we don't have time to stop and think about who owns a sack of beans or a roll of toilet paper before we shove it in our sack, Rachel says. I doubt Silverthornes are living in tents on this outside. Maybe there's a question about gear in the storage container, but it's not that hard to figure out. James' voice raises a level. As you look around the yard, you can see the civilians keep hygiene products, items for personal use such as blankets and tents, and some weapons like knives, machetes, and handguns. The Silverthornes have a collection of higher-powered weapons and building materials.
Yep.
We shouldn't stand here and argue about this when we can get to work. Let's just all agree. You're taking anything we find, and not worrying who it belongs to. Check the radio button.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Next button. James gives you one of his disappointed looks. I'm still here of the survivors of Nightfall, right? We came from the Silverthornes, and that's it. I'll spread the word. As he turns away, Rachel rolls her eyes at you. He's too noble for this outrage.
Yeah, of course.
You look through the center of the yard, where few of the soldiers and civilians roam. Few eyes will see you taken from camp. The rest of your group move through the area and scavenge, while you do the same. Items only available in civilian tents will be grayed out. Personal food, 15 personal water, 9 group food, 4229 group water, 849. You have the following items. You can take 10 more items. The cog stove, check radio button. X button. You stop the exodus.
Let's take whatever we have here.
The cog stove, the cog alcohol, 2 bottles, antibiotics, 1 bottle.
Let's take an antibiotic.
X button. You add the cog stove. That's all I take. And wooden parts, 2
Wooden parts.
Stop the exodus. Sleeping bag, 2 person head, stretch knife, 2 stretch toilet paper, 1 thermal goggles, toilet paper, 1
Toilet.
stretch,
Wait.
2 person stretch thermal goggles, thermal goggles, check radio.
Thermal goggles.
X button, stop the exit. You have the follow. You can take 6 more. Blanket.
Blankets.
X button, stop the exit. You have the following. You can take 5 more items.
Let's see here.
Toilet, thermal goggles, thermal tactical shotgun.
Tactical shotguns.
X button, stop the exodus. Sunscreen, 1 bottle, soda, 2 tactical soda, 2 cans, check, sleep, rope, 50 feet,
Ropes.
X button, stop the exodus. 2 wooden parts, 2, untick.
Maybe some wooden parts again.
You have the follow. You can take 2 more items.
Okay, 2 more items, right? I'm gonna take 2 more wooden parts.
That's wooden parts, 2, untick. X button, stop the
The
exodus.
other one.
2 wooden parts, 2, untick. Next, you add the wooden parts. The items taken by Riley come with no shot, alcohol, cigarettes, and coffee. He also replaced his weapon with a tactical shotgun and found a bottle of antibiotics.
Yep.
You finally check with Rachel, who tells you he focused on taking ammunition and found several magazines for a variety of weapons, as well as several suppressors to attach to ranged weapons. He also found antibiotics and has already started on her first dose to fight the cold she's dealing with.
Great.
With your group scavenging done, you gather everyone together and move back towards the throughway. Weave through the southern gate. We just need to get out of here. Check radio button.
Let's leave.
X button. The horde of zombies have turned into impacts. Their numbers cut down by the camp's defenses. The bodies of the infected line the gate and spread across the field as far as you can see. As you look around at the living, you see hesitation mixed with relief. They can see the men folded. The Silverthornes continue their assault, but the battle rages on without any clear sign of an ending. Despite the efforts of the residents, there's no guarantee this camp will stand.
Yeah, of course not.
I was just thinking the same. We need to get out of here before. I was just thinking the same. With the battle between the infected, we need to get out of here before this whole place goes tits up, Rachel says. I was just thinking the same thing, you say. You, Rachel, and Jane gather the rest of your group and move to the south toward the main gate where you first arrived. As you run along the throughway, you dodge civilians and soldiers who are running in different directions or rushing to defend the far area of camp. Gunfire never ceases, nor do the screams of those people left inside to wonder if they have a home tomorrow.
Yeah.
An explosion comes from the north, and you hear calls for help in putting out the flames. A plume of red and orange shoots to the sky but quickly dissipates. Despite the explosion, the Silverthornes maintain their post by the gate. Leaving at this stage would invite the infected inside camp. The only
Let's take the military jeep.
Police car. Motorcycle. Military jeep. Hunting. Fix button. As you step over to the military jeep, you reach for a tool to not fire it. You spot a figure coming at you fast. Monica strides toward you with her hand over her sidearm like a gunfighter preparing to draw. Hey, I don't know what's going on, but I don't really care. If you guys want out of here, I'm all for it. She tosses you a set of keys from a ring on her belt. You try the keys in the door, and it pops open. Seeing your group at the end of the lot, you pull out of the parking spot and join them to drive the short distance to the main gate. When you roll up to the double fence, 3 soldiers raise automatic rifles and move them while you're mad. A heavy metal bar sits across the road as a blockade. Even though you outnumber them, those rifles would do considerable damage. The guard on the far right fumbles to hold his weapon as he raises a walkie-talkie to his mouth. Gonzalez, put that walkie down. All of you, lower your weapons. Monica runs from the parking lot and passes by your group as she heads to the double fence. These are VIP guests. The Silverthornes are looking for other people. They are trying to escape through the north side of Trailer Court. I will help these VIPs, but you three need to get to the northern gate. The soldiers look at one another, shrug, and run to the side of the fence where a golf cart sits. They climb inside and race off to the throughway. As they're leaving, Monica slides each of the gates until you're both wide open, allowing your group to pass. As you move through the opening, Monica holds her hand up to stop you. I have something to show you. I helped you out of here, so all I ask is that you trust me. Drive 50 yards and pull into the clearing past the row of red tables. Please, it's important.
Okay, why not?
You nod to her and start away from the Silverthorne camp, heading for the clearing. Next button. You nod to her. Next button. A short drive later, you reach the clearing and pull off the road to wait for Monica. It's not long before you see a purple Tesla Roadster sports car and a silver sub skid to a stop in a wave of dirt. Monica is looking out through the driver's side window. Hey, I know you're heading back to your camp, but I need to talk to you, and there's something you need to see. From the silver sub steps Anders. He waves to you. Hello again. Hey Anders, what's up? James asks.
Oh,
Monica takes a step forward, looks over her shoulder towards the Viva campfire in the distance, and then turns back to your group. We don't have a lot of time. I left my post, and I'm sure someone spotted Anders leaving. We want to know well, it's just that. We want to come with you, Monica and me. And there's one more small addition. Anders says it opens the side door of the silver sub. A girl with long brown hair steps down from the high seat. She's wearing pink shorts and a flowery top, and she can't be any older than your nephew. Anders takes her hand and walks her over to your group. Everyone, this is Busy. This is my daughter. Everything I do in this world is for her. She waves to everyone and smiles broadly. Hi, everybody. I'm Busy from Militia. Well, I guess my dad just said that. She smacks her forehead. Rachel down crouches and smiles at her. Aren't you a little darling? Clovis smirks. Aren't you the prettiest little girl? What a little beauty, Riley says. We don't want to stay at this camp anymore. We want to join your group and leave with you, Monica says. I'm a hell of a fighter, and Anders would charm to take it off a pig. He's a lot of other things too, and I'm sure he can tell you all about it in length. This is no place for my daughter. I want her to be around other people, real survivors. Anders stands behind her and places his hands on her shoulders.
well, yep. So, well, I mean, we will have to let them join also. Yeah, so add it to so many people in our group, but I believe that we can survive.
You glance at James and Rachel, and the two of them stare back at you until James says, give us a minute to talk about this amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
You and your companions huddle together away from Monica, Anders, and his daughter. This is a big decision, and I want to hear from everyone before we decide on letting them join, James says.
Yep.
Your group pulls to the side of the clearing, leaving Monica, Anders, and his daughter by the vehicles. It's cooler in the shade of the trees as the sun has moved to the west, providing a welcome reprieve from the heat. Rapid gunfire bursts from down the road and sounds louder than before. Closer.
Whoa.
As soon as you're out of earshot from the outsiders, Madison says, the girl is really cute, and Monica is a baddest, but do we really have room for 3 new people? We're already running out of space. Got an agreement, Princess. I want to help them out, but we already have too many people living at the junkyard. 3 more mouths to feed, and the Anders guy doesn't really add anything to the group. Maybe if we can get Monica without him, I'd be down with it, Riley says. We really need to hear from everyone. This is a huge decision. We already had to make a decision like this today regarding Allison and August, Rachel says. She wipes her forehead with a folded cloth from her pocket and leaves one arm against the trunk of a tree. I don't really care one way or another. I just want to get out of here, Clovis says. Everyone has to give an opinion. This affects all of us, James says. Clovis shrugs. I say no. Risky. For all we know, they would be plants from the Silverthornes looking to sabotage us. You gave me a spot in your group when you could have turned me away. My vote is to let them join, June says. If it were only Anders and Monica, I would vote no, Rachel says. The child tips the scales in their favor. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that child is living there among those people. And Daniel might be excited to have a friend. I can only imagine how hard this has been on him, but he certainly kept a stiff upper lip. You evidently surprised me, Rachel, James says, shaking his head. I really thought you'd want to leave them here. Well, I'm going to shock everyone and say I don't think we can accept them. You're no safer than the Silverthorne camp. Just today, we had people trying to break into our haven. Only days ago, we had zombies running around inside the yard. I'm sure the Silverthornes will be after us even more after what we just did in their camp. Who's to say we can keep these people safe? I don't know. What do you think, Wilson? All eyes turn to you.
Okay, so my decision is the big one, so I will vote to let them join.
We will use all the people who want to join. Anders and Monica will make us stronger. Check radio button.
Yeah.
We will use next button. So, that's quite true. I'm mostly swayed by the child, but I do believe they can fulfill valuable roles with us, Rachel says. If we can keep them alive, James says. You hear the heavy motor of a truck rolling down the side road. More gunshots fire in the distance, and a helicopter circles overhead. I don't mean to rush you, but we kind of have to move things along here. Are we heading back to the camp of death, or are we going with you? Anders asks. Sorry, Anders. It's best if you, your daughter, and Monica head back to the Silverthorne camp, James says.
Okay, this is the problem. Alright, now I get it. So this is the problem when you let James become leader. Okay, now I see.
James, we need to talk about this more. You're making your own decision, Rachel says, and follows James, who's walking to the military team. flag and raises his hands in surrender. He bumps into Missy, who has her hands up to the sides of her face with tears running down her cheeks. James glances at her and shakes his head. You climb into the military jeep and start the engine. Another vehicle is flying down the road to the west, and the gunfire from the Silverthorne's canvas died out. Your small caravan pulls out of the clearing and heads down the road leading back to the highway. You glance at the passenger man and see James at the wheel. His face expression was like it's made of stone. His reaction to Monica, Anders, and his daughter surprised you, surprised everyone. The way he yelled at them startled everyone in the clearing. As the outbreak finally got to him, will he ever be the same again? You hit a bump in the road, and it makes you focus back on the path ahead. When you reach the highway and circles through the mountains, you hear the rumble of jet fighters flying low overhead. The insignia of the new army emblazoned on the side of each wing. The road evens out, and you spot a figure staggering along the yellow line dividing the highway. It lunges at your passing military jeep. Pause sliding the side door. You leave it in your yard view mirror and give it not another moment's thought. The infected are here to stay, multiplying through the world as the survivors made from existence. With all the challenges of the outbreak, you will be one of those survivors who last until the bitter end, whenever that may be. In the safety of the junkyard, and with all of the members of your group working together, you know the future will be yours. You ride along highway and settle in for the ride home. X button. You have reached the end of Zombie Exodus. Safe Haven, Part 3. Be prepared to continue your journey to a safe haven in Zombie Exodus. Safe Haven, Part 4.
Right, so this is really the end of the game. I mean, no, the end of the current part, I mean part 3. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this one, but I'm not going to show you guys actually, because there is my email address, my private email address. I have to fill out and those kind of things, but I will surely load those games when when part 4 come out. So yeah, that's the end of the video, and that's the end of chapter 12. I hope you guys enjoy it throughout my gameplay, my walkthrough, even though this is not the end. I mean, this is not truly the end of the game, but I hope you guys enjoy it, and if part 4 come out, I will surely do it for you guys. So that's all for today. I've been recording 2 videos, and I'm going to upload this one maybe at night or maybe tomorrow morning. We will see. So yeah, that's all. Now it's 3 o'clock already, I guess. So I took 3 hours to record this. Chapter 11 and 12. So yeah, that's all for today. I hope you guys will just stay strong with your family, take care of yourself, and don't forget to love each other. And I will see you in the next video, probably about constant battle or probably about other things. I'm not sure yet. Just wait for the next content, okay? So that's all for today. I do hope you guys enjoy my playthrough, and again, thanks for your support. Without your support, I won't be here today. I mean, I won't have this channel today. So I'll see you soon. So bye bye and take care.